I was sent a Google document by an anonymous user that statistically analyzes and compares Marlow's fight with Legendary to her fight with Corrupted Noob. But why are these two fights so important? Mario Kart 617 made a video calculating Marlow's shield breaking accuracy, which was 99% in her fight with Legendary, which is basically impossible over 3 hours. This is considered a highly regarded evidence in the community against Marlow, accusing her of using some kind of auto shield breaker or macro. The fight against Corrupted Noob, as said in the description of the video, was with the same laptop that got PC checked in her video Hacking is Bad. Assuming Marlow isn't cheating in her fight against Corrupted Noob, we now have two fights that we can compare. One in which she isn't cheating, and the other in which she's being accused of cheating. Here's another statistic showing how small the percentage of people watching me are actually subscribed. Come on, man. Smash that subscribe button. The three main points analyzed in the document are shield break accuracy, axe swap frame counts, and shield stun accuracy. An axe swap in which a shield gets broken is considered a successful attribute swap. Axe swaps in which Marlow hit her opponent directly and didn't break a shield were considered failed axe swaps. Attacks by Marlow that were blocked by the opponent's shield are considered blocked attacks. Before we go into the results, I do want to say one thing. Memberships are now available on my channel, and every video, including this one, will be released early to members, among many other perks you can check out on my channel. Okay, now here's the results. In the fight against Corrupted Noob, out of 135 data points, 110 of them were shield breaks, 18 were blocked attacks, and there were 7 failed axe swaps that hit Corrupted Noob directly instead of the shield. This results in a 81.48% shield break accuracy. Now, in the sus fight against Legendary, out of 248 data points, 203 were shield breaks, 2 were blocked attacks, and 43 were failed axe swaps. This resulted in a 81.85% shield break accuracy. But wait, this percentage looks a lot different than what Mario Kart calculated. Well, this is because of one big thing. Axe swaps that hit her opponent are counted as failed axe swaps. Now you might ask, why is this the case? You have to pay attention to this because it might be a little difficult to understand. There are two possible cheats that Marlow could be using specific to shield disabling. One is an auto shield breaker, and the second is a manually activated macro to perform swaps that can be activated by a hotkey on her keyboard. An auto shield breaker works by doing an axe swap every time the opponent brings their shield up. So if you don't include failed axe swaps, to the general viewer it appears as though every time she's performing the swap, she's hitting the shield, which hints towards an auto shield breaker. But this isn't the case. Her having 43 failed axe swaps that hit Legendary instead of the shield hint towards the fact that she isn't using an auto shield breaker. Now for the second cheat, these statistics don't really prove or disprove anything. Since the macro is manually activated, she could just be activating it at the wrong time, or also not cheating at all and just predicting when Legendary would put up a shield, causing a failed axe swap. A better statistic to prove or disprove this would be axe swap frame counts. To collect the data points for frame counts, the frames in which Marlow appears to hold the axe on her opponent's POV are counted. 3 guidelines were used to determine whether a sword or an axe is being held in a specific frame. It was assumed that after a shield break, Marlow wouldn't attempt another axe swap until her opponent's shield was up again. This assumption by the document owner may have caused a loss of a few failed axe swap data points. However, I don't think the difference would be considerable. Also, data points where the exact number of frames could not be reliably determined were disregarded. The The Google Sheet stock with a raw data of every frame count can be found in the description. There is a large limitation to this frame counting method. It is done in the second person perspective. Due to the lack of first person POV clips from Marlow, this is just unavoidable. Second person POV clips are highly inaccurate. An example of this can be seen with the existence of zero frame AX swaps. Now mechanically, performing an AX swap in literally 0 milliseconds is not possible. The game needs to register at least one tick for a certain action to actually go through in-game. Well, the reason this 0 frame swap appears is because on Marlow's opponent's screen, Marlow never actually equips the axe. This could happen due to a number of reasons, including lag and visual glitches. Now to the results. The document owner graphed the two fights on a histogram. Guess which graph is of the fight in which Marlow is accused of cheating. You probably could get it correct by chance, but the point is, these two histograms look very similar. Based on these results, we can say that the second person POV doesn't completely invalidate this evidence. To explain this, first I have to explain systematic and random error. Random error is the unpredictable, chance-based variability in a measurement, whereas systematic error is a consistent, repeatable deviation that causes measurements to be consistently off from the true value. Since the two histograms are actually so similar, we're seeing a small random error and a large systematic error. This means that the inaccuracies of second person POV seem to affect both the datasets equally. So even though a large systematic error invalidates the individual value of their average frame counts, since there is an equal systematic error, we can compare the results to see whether she was cheating in her fight against Legendary. The average frames required to swap in her Legendary fight is 3.1 plus minus 1.3, whereas her fight with Corrupted Noob was 2.8 plus minus 1.3. So she was actually faster when playing legit. Her coefficient of variation for both fights, which measure consistency of swaps, was also similar, with only a 4.4% difference. A chi-square test comparing the two datasets resulted in a p-value of 0.27. This suggests that the observed difference in the mean frame count between the fights are more plausibly explained by random variation rather than an external factor, like a macro. A shield break is counted to be a shield stun when upward movement of the opponent is detected. However, jumping hinders with this detection, so all data points in which the opponent jumps are disregarded. In her legit fight against Corrupted Noob, 72 shield breaks resulted in stuns, while 17 didn't, which is a stun rate of 80.9%. In her sus fight, 129 shield breaks resulted in stuns, while 11 did not, giving a stun rate of 92.14%. A 12% difference in shield stuns between her sus and legit fight. Is this possible if she isn't cheating? I'm going to leave this up to discussion in the comments whether you think a 15 shield stun difference can be legit or not. Overall, I'm gonna say this document definitely weakens the argument against Marlow using an auto shield breaker or even a macro for axe swapping in the SMP kit. Now this video may come to many of you as a curveball, since just last video I presented data that showed proof of Marlow cheating to perform the same mechanic, attribute swaps, in a different kit. Many of you even said that it was the nail in the coffin for her and that she's cooked. So let me say this video would be uploaded no matter what the statistics said. It's my duty to be as unbiased as possible and provide accurate data no matter what the results show. So I hope you guys can review the data yourself, and if you want to chat with me or the community, do join my Discord with the link in the description. Also, Marlow, if you're watching this, which you probably won't, but why didn't you put the SMP footage in your video? Obviously you did record it, and you decided to put a whole 2-hour long screen share, but then didn't put a 20-minute SMP fight? Like, what? You're making it even harder for people to defend you. Like, there's just no possible valid explanation to not putting it in and have your opponent post the footage online in second person view. We're just expected to believe that you were playing legit in this fight? I also want to talk about Marlow stepping down from being owner of MC Tiers. I definitely think that this is a positive decision, since her being the sole owner of the tier list definitely raised many questions. For example, her reducing elytra durability in the mace kit, which directly nerfed another low tier 1 Alien Overdoses Drain playstyle. Her giving up her positions of power in the tier list will definitely reduce these suspicions. Also, check out my membership on my channel page if you want to become a VIP and receive my content early. While you're there, maybe just smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the video.